Welcome to LNP Renewable System Editor. Today we are going to discuss some of the basics of the electric vehicle part 23. So if you have missed out any of the parts, because we had classified the session into 23 parts, if you missed anything, no issue, please subscribe to our channel. In our channel we had already created a playlist, so by going inside the playlist you can watch the entire 25 parts which we had already discussed. Okay, so in our discussions we might be using so many short forms and abbreviations. If you have any doubt in it, please refer to this. So what are the things that we are going to discuss today in this part? So we are going to discuss the safety requirement of a electric vehicle and hybrid electric vehicles. So we have so many classifications of our industrial standards, automobile industrial standards. We are going to discuss in depth about automobile Indian standards 38, 39, 40, 41, 43 and IS 3028 standards and even 004. Apart from it, we are going to study the classification of electric vehicle charging infrastructures and who are all the implementing authorities, okay, and what are the provision norms for charging points and how charging demands can be accessed, okay, and what are the different types of testing done for in AIS 156 standard approval for light motor vehicle categories. So first, why we should know about automotive homologation? It is nothing but a fire accident or a vehicle fires happening because of its it can be an electrical or it can be in the IC engines. It rarely happens. Okay. So first thing is that what are the safety requirement for a electric vehicle or a hybrid electric vehicle? First thing is that it should have a shock provision and it should have a low energy standing and rechargeable electrical energy storage system rupture and resistance. It should have elimination of potential thermal and explosive events, unintended electric vehicle movements. All these things are the safety requirements of electric vehicle. Okay, so when we get into the standards in vehicle level and the component level, we have the classification. So when we get into the vehicle level, we have a standard of AIS 0, 38, 39, 40, 41 and 49. And in the component level, it will be AIS 048 and 138. Even now, if you are buying a vehicle which won't get fire, means then you need to comply with the BIS standard, that is AIS 156. It's mostly used for electric batteries. So first in AIS 38, its scope is to protection against any sort of electric shocks. So they will try to give a direct contact through the passenger compartments, okay, and for through indirect contact, more than 60 voltage, above 60 volts, they will try to pass it through the vehicle. They will try to check whether it has a good isolation resistance. Okay, if it is for a DC up to 100 ohm per volt, they will check, and for a AC 500 ohm per volt. And if you're going for a AIS 038, it is a protection against the water effects. So what will they do? They will do washing by spraying the water at the flow rate of 12.5 liters per minute, and the speed will be from 0.1 meter per second. Okay, so through the nozzle apertures now at a distance of 3 meters, they will try to do it, and even they will check whether during the flooding condition up to 10 centimeter in depth, is it able to travel at a distance of 50 meter speed of 20 kilometers per hour. Even during the heavy rainfalls, it has a flow rate of 10 liters per minute. Okay, and they will also check all the surfaces with normally open circuits for 5 minutes. And if you're going for a AIS 039 standards, okay, it is an electrical energy consumption. Initially, they will check the charging of the batteries, whether and also after driving also they will try to charge it, okay, and they will discharge it and they will make a calculation, okay. C is equal to D by D, that is the electric energy consumption, okay, and they will try to check is there any deviation. Deviation cannot be more than 4%, okay. And apart from it, in the AIS 040 standard, what they will do, so initially they will charge the batteries and they will try to increase the speed up to 70% for 30 minutes, and what they will do, they will stop the discharging Okay, when they will do, they will try to accelerate the vehicle with a 70% speed. Okay, they will stop this discharging process only when it covers more than 100 kilometers. Okay, and if there is any sort of indications on the onboard instruments, and if the vehicle is not able to run at the 65% of its maximum 30-minute speed, they will stop the discharging process. And if you're going for a AIS 041 standard, it is a method of measuring the net power for a maximum of 30 minutes per hour. Okay, so they will have a condition temperature from plus or minus 25 degrees Celsius. Okay, in the net power method, so they will do the DC voltage source voltage drop. Okay, they will run at the full power settings. Okay, test duration will be for 5 minutes. They will check the power as well as the speed. And in the 30 minutes power method, what they will do, so they will try to check the average within 30 minutes, and the maximum speed will be of 90% of its maximum speed. So when we get into the AIS 003 standard, what they will do, so they will try to check the state of discharge condition of REESS. Okay, so, and most importantly, they will try to run the two-wheelers at an angle of 3.81 degree. And also they will check the Indian standard 3028, which is the measurement of pass by noise level. When the electric vehicle is passing in the passing route, they will check keep the mics, and they will try to measure the noise level. Okay, say for example 50, if it is running at a speed of 50 km per hour, so the maximum descent speed of the vehicle, whichever is lower, electrical two-wheelers with the maximum speed of exceeding 45 km per hour. So, and even for the electrical three-wheelers also they will try to do it. Okay, and for electromagnetic interference and compatibility, they will check whether they have a good immunity towards electromagnetic radiation. Okay, and they will intentionally create radiations, and they will check whether the devices inside the electric vehicle is being affected by it or not. So we have a electric vehicle interference on the compatibility test. In that one, they have different broadbands and narrow bands. Even immunity test also they will have. So they have categorized certain limits. Say for example, for 32 decibels, okay, microvolt, they have certain frequency limits, and from 32 to 43 decibels, so they have the frequency limits from 75 to 400 megahertz. Okay, for a narrow band it will be only 22 decibels or 20 to 33 decibels. Okay, and for the immunity test, what they will do, they will try to check the field strength, so 30 volt per meter. Okay, so the maximum frequency will be 20 to 2000 megahertz. So if you have any electromagnetic interference or electromagnetic compatibility problems, the first and foremost thing that you need to look into is you need to provide a proper shielding, and we need to have optimum enclosure design. Okay, we should make sure the better compartment integration. We should ensure the good wiring harness practices. So when we get into the classification, we can have the electric vehicle charging infrastructure into three categories: public, semi-public, and the private. So if we get into the private one, okay, this is how it looks like. It means our normal homes. Okay, mostly in our apartments or offices, we can go for this private charging methods. Okay, and if we're going for semi-public charging, so we can create stations for parking the two-wheelers, four-wheelers separately, and we should have a separate ports to establish. So this we can create in office campuses, even in the shopping malls, gated communities, even for hospitals, we can go for this semi-public charging methods. When you're going for a public charging, okay, it is open for all the electric vehicles. Say for example, public parks, okay, petrol pumps or highways or metro stations. There we can go for this public charging methodologies. So we'll have a charging provision, and we can park our vehicle and we can keep it charged. So as we told earlier, so the implement authorities will be the state nodal agencies, and we will have a transport department and the urban development departments. Even state transport plays important role. They are the implementing authorities. And when we get into it, we need to know what is charger point operator. So this is nothing but same like a petrol station. For electrical charging, we have a charger point operators. So when we get into the categories, okay, we have a provisional norms. Say for example, if you had a plan for four-wheelers, okay, then you can use one slow charger with three electrical charging ports, okay, or you can go for a one fast charger where you can connect 10 electric vehicles at the same time. Those are four-wheelers. If you're going for a three-wheel vehicle, then we can go for a slow charger but with the two electrical connecting provisions. And if you're going for a two-wheeler, then you can use one slow charger which has a capability to connect two electric vehicles at the same time. And if you're going for a buses, okay, then you need to go for fast charging because it is a public transport, but you should have a provision to connect 10 electric vehicles at the same time. Okay, this is an example of electric vehicles, that is three-wheeler and a two four-wheeler, which is already running in our industry. So how to access the charging demands? Okay, we have around seven steps are pretty most important steps. In the first one, we need to know the electric vehicle projections for the forthcoming years. Okay, how many two-wheelers are going to be there, how two-wheeler industry is getting developed, what might be its annual growth. Okay, and like the same way for two-wheelers, we need to access for three-wheelers, cars. It can be personal as well as for the commercial cars. We need to make assessment. Then we need to calculate the charging demand by vehicle segment wise. Okay, how many kilometers it should run. Okay, what should be the battery capacity in kilowatt hour. Okay, so what is its driving range. Okay, what will be its daily charging demand. So how long, how much charge, that is total daily charging demand in kilowatt hour, we need to calculate year wise. So and in the step 4 to 7, we will try to sort it out what type of and what will be how many number of public chargers we need to provide for the utilization for the public. Whether it is for two-wheelers, what should be the public sharing? It can be 10%. If it is for a three-wheelers or a cargo, then we can go for 20%. If you're going for a personal, it can be 10, but for commercial, it can be up to 25%. Okay, mostly for two-wheelers and three-wheelers, we're going for a single phase. It can be from 15 amps rating, but for electrical personal and the commercial, we can go for type 2 AC charging. So as we told earlier, for AIS 156 standard, we are trying to study out regarding the light category vehicles. So in the AIS 156 standard, we will do the vibration test, we will do the thermal shocking and the cycling test, we will use the mechanical dropping test, we will go for fire resistant test, and we will check the short circuit test, and we used to go for overcharging protection, discharge protection, temperature protection, hydrogen emission test. So first thing, before giving to test, you should run your vehicle up to 300 kilometers for 7 days. If not, what they will do, they will try to run your vehicle for 30 minutes continuously at a very high speed. Okay, when they will stop this vehicle preparation discharge. So if it is covered a distance of 100 kilometers, they will stop. Okay, and if the onboard equipments in the vehicle is providing any sort of emergency indication, they will stop the discharge process, or they will try to run your vehicle at a very maximum speed. But if the vehicle is not able to run at 65%, then they will stop the running of the vehicle. So in the vibration test, most importantly, they will subject the vehicle to vibration, that is sinusoidal vibration. It can be in the range from 7 Hz to 200 Hz for 15 minutes, and they will try to repeat it 12 times for 3 hours. So the frequency differs based on the weight that we are using. If it is in the range of 7 to 18 Hertz frequency, then the acceleration can be up to 10 meter per second square. And if you're going for a standard discharge, okay, so mostly it will happen for 30 minutes. Next is the thermal shock. So they will try to do this test for 6 hours. The testing temperature will be from 60 degrees Celsius. Okay, it will be followed by again one more 6 hours for minus 40 degrees Celsius. And most importantly, this temperature range, they will check what is recommended by the manufacturer. Sometimes manufacturer might have put, so our electric vehicle has capability to withstand this much temperature, then they will try to check both the conditions for 6 hours. After 6 hours, they will try to give the rest for it. And also, we all know it, for each and every vehicle which is being manufactured, apart from it, all the equipments, they used to go for mechanical drop tests. So they will drop from the height of 1 meter and they will check whether it is okay, is there any sort of damages it is happening. And most importantly, testing agencies, they will try to do this test in a different orientation, okay, and they will try to drop it 6 times. So in the mechanical shock test, okay, say for example, it is less than 12 kilogram, okay, they will try to create a half sine shock, okay, which has an acceleration of 1500 meter per second square, which will be given for a duration of 6 milliseconds. Okay, and if you're going for a gross mass of more than 12 kg, then the acceleration will be of 100 meter per second square. And next is the fire test. So fire test, after a 60 minutes preheating, they will place the test vehicles, they will keep them over the pan itself, okay. And most importantly, we need to choose a pan which is too much large to hold the vehicles, okay. The first stage in the fire test will be the preheating process, means fire will be at the one place and they will keep the vehicle near to it, okay. And in the second stage is direct exposure. They will take the vehicle directly to the flame for 70 seconds. And after that, what they will do, they will make some screens over it, and again they will try to expose the vehicle indirectly to the flame, okay. And end of the test, they will keep the heated equipment at a particular place. Nobody will go and touch because it is too much hot. So they will try to keep them to attain the ambient temperature. In order to achieve it, they will give the time of 3 hours. So as we know earlier, if there is any sort of short circuit connection, they will provide the MCBs and protection devices. If any short circuit occurs, immediately it will trip. And apart from it, they will have a provision for overcharge protection and over discharge protection also. Most importantly, if overcharge is happening, automatically it should trip. Okay. If there is no automatic provision, what they will do, they will try to check whether it is, they will try to test the device that whether it is getting charged twice that of its rated charge capacity. Even for the over discharge protection, automatically it should happen. If there is no automatic provision, they will try to check whether it is continuously discharging up to 25% of its nominal voltage level. And over temperature protection also they will check. As we told earlier, we have so many provisions. We are using so many material for a temperature protection. We have a active temperature protection method as well as a passive methods also. So if such provisions are made, they will check whether the vehicle is able to withstand the over temperature protections. As we told earlier, so in the AS 156 standard, they will do the water resistant test. Okay, they will try to spray the water at a very high speed. And most importantly, the acceptance criteria for all these tests is that there should not be any sort of electrolyte leakage, there should not be any rupture, there should not be fire accident, there should not be any sort of explosion. If all the vehicles pass this, then the standard will be provided, AIS 156 standards. Thank you so much. Please subscribe and press the bell icon. If you want to know more and learn more, you can contact us. We can provide the contact details here. We, LNP Renewable System Limited, we are providing PLC programming training for Siemens Android Delta PLCs with the certifications. And if you had a plan to work in the GCC countries, then you can contact us. So we are providing training for building management system and building automation control system along with the certifications. If you had a plan to put fencing for your agriculture farms, then you can contact us. We are providing solar fencing as a kit. Okay. And if you had a plan to do the design, installation, testing, commissioning, consultancy supports, then you can contact us. We are providing services for solar on-grid, off-grid and hybrid applications. And if you had a plan to learn the electric vehicle basics, then you can contact us. We have provided the contact details here. Thank you so much.